I'm heading down to Snug Falls today. It's one of my favourite waterfalls in all of Tassie. But I've never really been able to get a shot that's worthy of hanging on my wall. So I figured today is the day. I'm going to try every single angle that I can with all the people that are here as well. See if I can't come away with something wall worthy. Now there are a couple of things to keep in mind. As you can see, the sun is out and bright, which is never a good sign for a waterfall, but it's a challenge and I'm sure we can overcome it. And the other thing is, what's the water like? There's been a bit of rain lately and it is the start of winter, so we could be in for quite a lot of water. We'll see. So join me as I take the photos, see what you think is your favourite, and leave a comment down below. Here we go. So there's no easy way to do this. As you can see, we've got half the waterfall in sun and half in shade. Okay, so I've got my 6-stop filter. I'll whack that in. Make sure it's in right. And then I can open up the aperture. Okay, so I really like this shot. We've got a leading line going up here. We've got the reflection going from down the side and then leading up to the top. Everything leans into the middle. I might just shift that around just a smidge. Because we do have this other log right here. First thing I'm going to do is expose to the shadows at 5 seconds. Now I don't want the shadows too blown out either. I want to be able to lift them in post. Now to go for the highlights, I need to just close that aperture down. I don't want to change the time on it, because putting two different exposures together is going to be a little bit weird. Now I do like this shot for a couple of reasons. One is we're down low and looking up, and that gives this really good sense of perspective. Shows the scale of the falls. But we've also got these leading lines coming in on the sides and then the reflection going all the way up to the top. I think this could really work. You really have to be careful. Some of these rocks are quite slippery. There are formed tracks here of sorts, but with all the moisture that comes off the waterfall, just got to be super careful. Anyway, on that, I have found this really cool spot. There's a nice little cascade here, and if you look up, you can see the waterfall off in the distance behind. You can use some of these rocks in the composition. We don't actually want to show, like, the waterfall isn't the hero, but the waterfall is there. What I really love is this cascade right in front of me. But I'm loving all of this greenery. All the recent rain has really helped promote growth again. It's just beautiful. love this shot. I wasn't really sure about it when I first came here, but I really like the way the water flows and you can see all the way up. And so we've got this final point down here, but because it's quite light down here, we start here and then we follow the water all the way up until we can see the log. And just next to the log is the waterfall and then the bright tip of the top of it. I think this is going to be really amazing. So the first thing I'm going to do is push the f-stop right out. And I mean right out. I'm going to go F18. I've still got my 6-stop filter on. Ah, that's better. Still going to go F18 though, because I want to get as much in focus as I can. Starting at the bottom. I don't really care about the top, because you're never going to see all the detail in that anyway. So I'll just open that aperture up so I can get a focal point. And I think the top of this rock might be a good spot, or I can actually go the edge of this rock up here. So I'll start with the top rock. That's in focus, F18, when I get it back. F18 should give me enough before and past to get most of it in focus. So I'm on a 2-second timer and go. So the rock in the foreground is in focus, which means I got that hyperfocal point just right. And if I push up to the background, all the stones are good, all the way up to the trees in the background. Thankfully, there's no breeze as well, because that would really mess things up with all the ferns. So now I'm going to go 15 seconds. And that should give a really nice smooth landing point for the water, and hopefully give a really nice diffuse circle around the landing. Oh wow, that reflection's really lovely. Yeah, I think that is beautiful. So what I'm going to do now, while I'm here, is turn the CPL around. And we'll see what that does. That might actually give a nicer effect. So you can see here how the water is, the reflection is diffusing out to the side. So I'll show you those two images, one with the CPL off and one with it on, to give you a really good look at how that can work with long exposures. Oh wow. Yeah, this is the spot. You've got the falls coming down a parallel line with the rock, and then you've got these trickles of water coming down the front. I really like it. Amazing. I can still get the whole thing in just with a 24mm. Clearly I'm not close enough, but I think this will do. So when I say I can get the entire falls in, I mean I can only just, but it looks good. Yeah. Okay, this is better. I didn't really like the other one, but this one's good because you've got this line coming down the side here into the tree, and you can see down below you've got the trickles here and the trickles up here, and I think it ties it all together. It might be a little bit blank around here, but I can't actually zoom in anymore, so I'll probably just crop that. And I might just push that up a little as well. So just get that little bit of light up the top. Right, let's go 0.6, 0.7. Okay, 0.8 it is. See what else we can get. I really want to get one from the side, but I just don't know if that's possible here. Well, there's no way I'm going to get all of that in, so I'll just focus on what's in front of me. I think I'm going to go horizontal. So I'd really like to get as much of that foam coming out the bottom as possible in a long exposure. So again, get that hyperfocal. We're on, let's push that up a bit. We've still got 4 seconds. That's with the CPL on, and that's with it off. I like the streaks down here, they're really good. I'm not sure about the reflections here though. So what I might do is go somewhere in between. Bring it up just a smidge. Maybe even turn that in a little bit. Yeah, that's nice. Look at the streaks at the bottom. They're great. There's a little bit of texture in the rocks here. There's some texture in the water. So if I turn this in, so we'll still get those streaks, but we've also got this on the side here. I want people to see this because it does draw your eye into the middle, even though this is quite bright anyway. So I like the extra detail, and the detail through here and down around here. So it keeps the eye roaming around. Yeah, that's really nice. Now I'll just push that up a little bit. I'll just adjust it with the sensor. Rather than tilting it up and change the perspective, I just push the sensor down so that I can see a bit more of the top. Yeah, okay. All right, I'm going to change the angle a little bit. Right, so this angle you can see, it's actually got these converging lines, plus the one at the top. It's a little bit like that flux capacitor. If you have a look here, this line crosses right in the middle, which is right in the converging lines. I came here earlier, but the sun was halfway down, and while there's a really lovely rainbow, it's really too harsh. But I have done multiple exposures, so I'll drop that photo in as well after I finish this. So we're going for a little bit of a greener look because the light's disappearing, and I'll probably fix that in post anyway, but this does give me a good idea of what's going on. So I'll get the focus point on the ferns down below, but just on the rocks in front of them. What we'll do is adjust the CPL, take a lot of those reflections off. Yeah, look at that. We do want some reflection. Beautiful. Pretty good day. I'm very happy with the pictures I've come across. I've got that long shot, I've got a medium shot, I've got a close-up shot from the edge of the pond. I went 3/4 of the way around, and I got a side shot. So that's 5 different shots. And also, when I arrived, the medium shot, there was half of the waterfall was in bright sunlight. There was a rainbow, so I really had to take it, but it also meant exposure bracketing. And I'm not really a fan of doing that, but I think this one might actually work out quite well. So, what I'd like you to do is look at the photos that I'm showing right now, pick the number out that you think is the best one, write it down in the comments below. Thank you so much for coming along for the ride. I'm going to head out again next week, and I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you.